Works are just advancing great with the 6mm Panasonic Aspherical cctv prime lens, and I'm quite happy how things are really advancing. I can say almost that it is finished, but still there's things that I have to figure it out. There was a lot of work. I had to sew it down the lens, cut it down a big chunk of back and the structure of the lens, because the problem with this lens, with the lens that I'm filming and the other one, is that these lenses have to get really close to the sensor. And by the way, I didn't even speak about the aspect that these are not having any rings, no focusing rings, no aperture rings, because okay, the aperture is electronic, so it is working electronically. Fortunately, I could take out the electronics, the motor, the electronic motor, and now I can change it manually. But the focusing, there's no focusing. So I suppose the idea is these lenses have close infinite focus. So after very close focusing, everything is in infinite focusing. And that's why they do not have focusing rings on it. So if you are buying this kind of CCTV lenses, these lenses, you are connecting it with the CCTV camera, and that's it. No, you don't have to focus to anything, because I believe starting from maybe 1 meter, everything is until the infinite is in focus. But with video cameras like the Canon Eosm, it's not working. I mean, I can see that with this 12mm focal length, it's not working. So if I'm coming close, I want close shot, I have to be able to move. So I have now the principle as I find the solution is that I'm moving the lens closer to the sensor and far away from the sensor, and that's doing the focusing. But let me just get back to the advancement of the 6mm. So it's nicely doing his job. You could saw it at my last episode that I managed, so I cut it down and I managed to do the hard work of the back structure of the lens. And then I had to figure it out, a solution, how to attach to the Canon Eosm. Now, the truth is that I tried the solution that I have with the 12mm. So I did the same thing. I fit it in this structure and I started to move the lens closer and further. Now, the problem is that this structure, as it is 6mm, it takes a lot of space. So it just wasn't working with the system that I have for the 12mm. And what I found, the solution that I found for now, is that I have mounted the lens in a T-mount to EFM mount. So here it is. You can see it right now in which status is the lens. So let me just go closer and focus it and have some focus on the lens. So, it's with some kind of silicone straps I could fit in the T-mount. So this is a T-mount to Canon EOS M. And okay, this is just a piece that I found. Let me just take it out if I can. Yeah. So this is just a piece of foam that I found it to protect it a little bit. But in the back, so you can see there are silicone straps that are, making it possible for the lens to remain in this mount, and in the front is the same thing. So I had to do this one, but now the problem is with the focusing. So it's working right now is that I'm pushing it a little bit, because as it's a silicone, it moves a little bit, so I can push it inside and then I tear it outside, but it's not practical, so I cannot really live focusing with it. And this one, as I told you, this foam, as I put it just here as a protection to the inside of the Canon Eosm, and covering better the lens, and offering a better protection to the lens and to other lights or noises that can come. So this is how it is. Of course, as I took down the motor here, so now I can work with the aperture. So now it's closed, where it is here. So now it's closed, now it's open, now it's open, now it's closed. So I can close it or open it here, the iris. So this is how I advanced, and I have to tell you that, let me just put it back on my face. Like here, okay. So I have to tell you that I am somehow, happy, but I'm at the same time, I'm a little bit disappointed also by this lens, because I start to realize things that I will, I will tell you. So I'm here to share my knowledge. So everything what I'm discovering, I'm here to share with you. And the basic thing is that 6 mm, but that depends of the lens. But in this case, 6 mm is just it's just too small. 6 mm focal length is too small for the sensor, and unfortunately, in the majority of the presets of crop modes, it vignettes, because it doesn't really covers enough the sensor. So that's the negative side. I'm a little bit disappointed, but then the positive side is still 6 mm. So with the preset that is working, it covers a lot, and that's really fantastic. So without further ado, I think we can have a first try. I must tell you that I have already tried it out, of course. And disappointment is second disappointment is that 0.75, I mean, it's playing with a little bit with the shallow field of depth of field. Shallow depth of field is just too big, way too big. I mean, this lens is sharp in the same time. It has a deep shallow depth of field, and what you will see, it's kind of missed. So where is sharp, but the other parts are just not in sharp. So that's the problem when you have a 0.75, is that it's just a small place that is really in focused and sharp, but the other ones are really, you know, you will see the result. Oh, it is usable, it is fascinating, but still, I wasn't expecting this because I wasn't thinking realistically. So without further ado, let me just put this lens on the Canon eos-m, and let's see how the baby brother of the big brother of the 12mm is looks like. Obviously, I won't even try it, but I will show you just a little clip how and what I mean about big vignetting in the crop mode 1:3, for example, where you have the presets of 5.2K, 4.8K, 4.5, 4.4K, and those are just not usable. So we are in the crop mode 1:3 at the preset 5.2K 14 bits RAW, and I just wanted to show you how the vignetting, how big is the vignetting, why is it not usable in the crop mode 1:3. So absolutely we have to go to the crop mode 1:1. Now, as you can see in this recording, even though if we are in the crop mode 1:1 at the preset 2.5K 14 bits RAW, we still have vignetting. And this is unfortunately the problem with this 6mm Panasonic Aspherical, that even in the 2.5K 14 bits RAW, we have this huge vignetting. So there's only one preset left, that's the 1280p with an aspect ratio of 3:2, that we can try it out and see if it's working with it. So I am in the crop mode 1:1 and is the preset 1280p. And yeah, it is working, and this is how it looks like. As I told you, look at my hands. That's the shallow depth of field. It's the lens that has a maximum aperture of f 0.75, and I think because of that is we are having this kind of image. But yeah, in this, aspect ratio 3:2, it is usable. It's the only one, unfortunately, where we do not have vignetting, and we can use it without any problems. And what is funny is with the, with the focusing. I mean, I have the hunch that we have pretty good, infinite focusing in this one, and I will test it out. But you see, I'm really close to the camera. I'm like, here is the camera. And I mean, you can see a big chunk, a big part of me, and even the environment where I'm filming right now. So this is the advantage of having the 6mm. Plus, I had to cut it down right now, and I'm just testing. So I want to see how this footage looks like, and yeah, I will try to see what in this aspect ratio can be achieved. Now, let me just test it. If I'm overexpose it, how does it looks like? And then I will do another recording where I have I will underexpose it. So let me just overexpose the footage. So I have right now the footage, the background overexposed, and I want to see, and we will see it here, how we can recover it, this overexposure. And it will be interesting to see what really we can do with the camera, how the camera and the lens, how the camera and this lens is interacting with one of each other. But yeah, now I will record one under exposed a little bit. Let's see how that one looks like. Okay, so now I have underexposed a little bit the footage to see how underexposed it really looks like. And I am really interested to see how this one is affecting the footage. Is it really noisy or it's less noisy? So I'm really interested to see how this actually looks like. Okay, so I'm quite interested to see the results, and we will discover, and we have discovered together, because obviously right now in the monitor I cannot see much. I mean, here right now I'm overexposed, and it's just telling me that it's not the correct way to do it. But I want to try it out, because I mean, on this channel, if you haven't understood yet, it's all about discovering, trying, testing out new things. It's not about giving you an information, you know, this is the best or this is professional. I'm testing like you do, and by testing things I realize some things, and then I can adjust, or I can use it. So right now I am enthusiastic about this 6mm Panasonic thing, because it's something that I'm discovering right now. What firstly, a low aperture, a very fast lens means. It means that you are losing a lot of focus points. The focus points in a footage, it's very restrained. I have only the face, and then the other ones are really blurry. So yeah, this is what fast finally means, that you have really sharp and focused points, but the other part of the image is just blurry. But yeah, this is what I'm learning, and now I know what really fast lens means, and where this kind of type of lens can be used. So tell me in the description box below, what do you think? What are your impressions? Do you like it? Do you like this fact, this extreme shallow depth of field, where I see my face in focus, but then everything beyond that is really blurry? But this is the effect of the big aperture. So I took back a little bit with the aperture, and I think that this one is already better. But yeah, as I told you, tell me in the description box below, what do you think? Do you like how images throughout this lens looks like? Can you see where this lens can be used? And yeah, I mean, definitely have to try out in low light situation because there I think it will be interesting. Thank you for watching and see you next time. One thing that is funny, I mean, I kind of have the impression that it's focused everywhere. So I have this infinite focus, like my hands are focused here also, right? Here it's still in focus, are focused here, and then it's focused here if I'm going back and still in focus. So I don't really have the problem of focusing. This can be a really good thing because if I don't have a problem with focusing because I have infinite focus, with the other lens that I have, I mean at 6mm, that means it has an infinite focus. So this is nice. Then it's really usable because then even if I'm moving away, I'm still in focus. So I can I can't be bothered with the focusing problem. So if that's true and I remain in focus, then this is a good thing. This is something that is starting to like it because, yeah, I mean, as I'm seeing it right now, it seems that my face anyway, it's in focus. But we will see when I will upload the footage. But as I'm seeing it, I am in focus, and I really appreciate this thing. I mean, if I can do things like this, like up, even this, I see. See, it is in focus, you see, it's crazy. And I'm putting it, and here I see, I mean, it looks like it is in focus. So, right, I mean, maybe it's losing here, the focus, but here is in focus. I mean, this is a really good thing that I just don't have to be bothered with focusing because everything is in focus from a certain distance. That's already a good thing, but I have to, get used with the shallow depth of field. That's definitely a thing that I have to get used to. But if we have, infinite focusing and I don't have to worry that I'm in focus, no, I'm not in focus, oh, am I in focus or I'm not? So if I'm in focus, then this is really a good thing for this 6mm Panasonic Aspherical lens that I have customized, changed it so that I can use it with the Canon EOS-M.